Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Woos, and we have a draft analysis recap, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for the second season of the TEE, the Elite Eight. Yeah, last season got kind of weird at the end. We're trying it again. A couple different people, a couple people from the D League for the PWC and shit like that. In case you couldn't figure it out, the Elite Eight, so it's 8 teams, which really helps you grab a lot of shit that normally wouldn't be able to grab on the same team. You'll see exactly what I mean, in a couple minutes. So let's just get right into it. Our first pick. Sorry, I'm messing with my mic and shit. First pick, we had the 5th pick in the draft. So I picked up Jirachi. Yeah, Jirachi's a fucking monster. Jirachi basically goes in there and says, fuck your prep, fuck your typing, fuck your mother. I'm just gonna flinch everything to fucking death. Which is completely honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was really gonna go for like a really trolly team. I want to like this Cresselia, maybe make Sableye. I just really just douchey set team. I actually gonna do that though, because right when I was gonna pick Cresselia 2 picks prior, it got taken. So fuck. God, that'd have been so fucking annoying to deal with. But I actually like my team a lot more without it. But yeah. Jirachi is most people use it just as the late game scarfer and just flinch shit with Iron Head and Heart Stamp. But it's actually really versatile. It gets good coverage, both physical and special. It even gets things like screens, healing wish, stealth rocks. You can even wish, maybe trick some, I don't know, iron ball onto some shit, which I might try to do at some point. Ooh. Sorry, the spicy chicken's coming up from dinner. But like I said, it just gets a lot of really useful utility moves along with a great move pool. Really allows this thing to put in a lot of work, and Screen Grace is an absolutely amazing ability. Like I said, you get 60% chances of flinch on shit, 20% chance to boost all the stats with Ancient Power, but even burning things and freezing things and paralyzing things on normal like fire punches and T-bolts and shit like that is up. So it really helps. It's such a douchey mod to have, but I can't argue with it. It fucking works, and it works well. But like I was saying, when you only have 8 people in a draft, you can really grab things that would normally go in the first round in like the second or third. And I picked up Manaphy. We only have one Zmon captain in this league. This is my Z captain. I was talking between this and Jirachi when it came down to it. The way I'm going to set up my team, which I'll explain after my next pick. I felt like the Manaphy would do a lot better with having that extra power behind things like Energy Ball and Psychic and Ancient Power and shit like that. But yeah, just getting into it. Manaphy is a great setup mon. Not many things can really take. If you set up a Tail Glow, and you don't have a really good water resist, and also be able to take Signal Beam or Shadow Ball and Ice Beam or Psychic. Check that Grass Knot, Energy Ball, Dazzling Gleam. Like, it has really good coverage for what it does, which is set up a Tail Glow or 2 or Combines and just kind of hit a lot of shit hard. And for the fact that the first 2 picks are both base 100s all around, they have really good natural bulk to them. I mean, as you're hitting 400 HP, which is amazing, especially if people want to start running the seismic tosses and shit like that. You can just run straight bulk and then just allow you to not be able to break subs when they do go over like a seismic toss and Nightshade, I believe is the other one. Like I said, the coverage is amazing. Dazzling Gleam, Ancient Power, Energy Ball, Grass Knot. It even gives Heal Bell. I think it does get access to screens too. I really don't see me using this thing to set up screens. But I said, it has a lot of really useful things. I don't have a rain setter on the scene. That would be pretty fucking dope, but I do have ways so I can set up the rain if I really need to. So looking at my first 2 picks and knowing where I kind of want to go with the draft, with a couple other picks, I decided between 1 and 2 mods is really going to help here, and that's either Prankster Klefki to set up screens, or I can go with a Alolan Ninetales in tier 3 and allow me to save my tier 2 pick for a mon that I really wanted and set up Aurora Veils. And yes, I'm going to fucking run Snow Warning because I'm not a dumbass, and I don't run, Snow Cloak on a mon that is supposed to set up Hail for your late game slush rush abuser to win. I mean, you got fucking lucky, but fuck you, Colton. But like I said, the main thing I really wanted to get this thing for was Aurora Veil. I can't talk. Because I'm going with a very heavy team with a lot of setup sweepers. So I'm gonna try to look to set up hazards if I can. Maybe take out one or two things and then figure out which mon every week that I'm gonna go into battle with that can set up something and just sweep late game. And Aurora Veil is really gonna help that, having the damage. I mean, it doesn't have the greatest It doesn't have the greatest coverage. I mean, it's pretty much gonna be here to. I think it gets stopped, right? No, it's tail slap. Okay. Fucking bullshit. Okay, Ninetales tail slap should hit anywhere between 2 to 9 times. That's just simple math. And fuck you, Nintendo Game Freak, for not letting you fucking do that. Sorry. But yeah, as I was trying to say, I can really just see this thing kind of setting up Royal encoring some shit in, and just having the stab moves, maybe a coverage move just to hit a little bit of damage. It has decent special bulk to it, but 109 speed's actually real good. It does allow you to outspeed a lot of even the things that are quite weak to ice, the dragon types and ground types and shit like that, flying for a laner team. I can outspeed a lot of them, even if I do go some with like a scarf set every once in a while just to fuck with them. Oh, damn it. This fucking heartburn and shit. Fuck me. First saying, like I said, that's the main reason I'm going to get it, is a Roval to help me get a lot of late game sweeping up. And speaking of sweepers, I went with the next pick. It's kind of a weird pick, especially for the last 2 months I just picked, but that is Cloyster. I really want to Cloyster for 2 things. One, I'm currently flipping someone off because I, for some reason, am pointing with my middle finger first. Number 1, it's ridiculous defense stat. As you can see, it gets up to 504, which is fucking amazing. So this is really going to give me a really nice physical wall. I mean, even if you do hit it for super effect damage, you can't really one-shot this thing. Trust me, I've tried. It's going to be really difficult to, and it's really going to help with the whole chipping things down, helping my late game sweepers go in. 2, this is a late game sweeper itself with Shell Smash. Just getting up that double speed, even though it's base 70, it helps out a lot. And having even priority with Ice Shard and being able to run both special and physical, and doing a lot of damage. I mean, there's no really good switch-ins to a +2 Icicle Spear, because it's going to hit all 5 times with Skill Link. And if I'm not even using that set, like I can go with a Shell Armor set and just completely make sure that I don't get fucked over by crit hacks. But the third thing I did really want it for is it gives me a good rapid spinner, which is fantastic. I do have another defogger, but I have 2 good forms of hazard removal, which is fantastic. Especially like I said, with trying to sweep late game, it's gonna help out. But this thing even gets access to like toxic spikes and shit like that, so I can and spikes too. So this is also, now I'm noticing it, 4, it gives me a hazard setter, which is fucking amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much Cloyster. It's a mon that I've always wanted to use, but I've never gone ahead and do it, so I figured why not this time. So far we have 2 tier 1 picks, we have 2 tier 3 picks. I know what mon I'm going to pick in my tier 2 slot. Usually no one really drafts this thing. I personally fucking love using it, especially in league, so I knew I could hold off on it. At this point, pretty much everybody had their mega already, except for like 1 or 2 people other than myself. So I knew, okay, I have 5 of the 5 mons that I'm looking at for megas, so I don't have to go ahead and take one early. I can kind of wait till the end, see which one's going to best help me that's still available, and go from there. But I went down into tier 4 at this point, because trying to get one of the best tier 4 mons, and I don't understand why this thing is tier 4, personally, But Dugtrio, a reading drop is allowed. I'm 95% sure. Because I did ask, and I don't understand. Its base 120 speed is ridiculous fast. It hits really hard with EQs. Basically, it's just going to come in, maybe set up stealth rocks. And it's gonna two things. One, I'm either gonna be able to trap things that I know I need to get rid of. Even running the focus sash, reversal set can fucking do so much damage to a lot of shit. But not even that. I'm also gonna force teams to possibly run Shed Shell instead of a more useful item. Just because of the fact that this thing will fuck up their day if they get trapped by it and they need to switch out. Especially if it's something like the one mon on the team that can take a +3 surf or some shit like that. I can dwindle, or I can go in, fire off 1 or 2 EQs and just put it into a range where I can, with my late game sweepers, just kind of clean up late game. So far we have late game sweeping, plus Aurora Veil to half damage, plus an arena trap user to trap mons that I need to get certain percentage down and certain HP down point to a point where I can set up late game sweeping. So my team, the way I'm starting to draft right now, is looking pretty fucking good in my opinion, because that's gonna help out a lot. We have hazard stacking ability. We have the ability to, like I said, half damage. We can trap. We have a spin blocker too. Mismatches. This is my next pick, tier 5. I just wanted something else that was fast. And, oh, look, it can also, fucking set up and sweep late game with Nasty Plotter, Calm Mind, and shit. I'm not sure exactly how often I'm going to bring this, but it's a decent tier 5 mon. It has good speed. It has good special defense and attack. I don't see me firing off. It doesn't have the best coverage in the world, which does kind of suck, but it does have things like Will-O-Wisp and Taunt and shit like that, T-Wave. So once again, trick. So I can run a little bit of, not cheeky stuff, but it can allow me to aid these late game sweepers more if, I need them to. I can kind of see me using this thing as like a scarf trick user. Say they have like a chance or some shit. Take away the Eviolite, can't talk. And just kind of put scarfs or, I don't know, sticky barb or some shit, whatever the fuck I want to, onto a mod and just completely make it useless, which would be fucking amazing. So right now we have, like I said, we're looking pretty good between these mods we have. At this point, I knew I was taking a couple mods were physical, mainly physical. So I did go heavy on special attacking in the next couple of picks. And that starts off with fuck. That's embarrassing. With Salazzle. I don't know how the fuck that happened. Once again, it's a really fast mod. 117, 111 base special attack, which is really good. And Corrosion, like I said, to help these late game sweepers come in and do some work. I can toxic anything and poison anything, which is fucking amazing. This does give me another toxic spike setter. I can even set up nasty plots late game and start doing some fucking work. It doesn't have, if it had better coverage, the thing would be fucking amazing. But then again, not many things want to take like a Specs, D-Pulse, or Flamethrower or Sludge Wave. It's really the only things you're going to be running on it, but still, like I said, it's so fast where it can do a lot of shit. Even running a T-Spikes Venoshock set would be fucking fun, and its shiny looks just it's so weird, but I fucking love the whole whiteness to it. That's gonna come off as super racist. That's not what I. Fuck. Are we better now? Everyone happy? Good. Next mod we're going to pick up is a mod I've wanted from the beginning, just because I love using this thing, and that is Xcloud. Holy shit. If you don't know what Xcloud does, Xcloud comes in, preferably, Specs, and you click Boom Burst, Then you watch something die. And then you want to click Boom Burst again after that, and then something else will die. And then you click Boom Burst again, and then something else dies. So that's pretty much the entire thing the X-Cloud does. It's just going to come in and click Boom Burst, maybe click a Flamethrower if it's fucking a Steel type, and I know it's very obvious switching. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I run a physical set and say, fuck you guys. I would not do that because I'm not stupid. I'm never running Focus Plus on this thing. I'm letting you know that right now. I hate that move. Fuck it. But yeah, that's pretty much all it's going to do is come in and just click 2 moves. Maybe Surf. Just for fun. We're getting onto it. We're getting later in the draft. So now I'm going to pick up my tier 2 just in case someone would take it. I didn't think anybody would. But we got Hawlucha. I fucking love this thing. It's a great late game sweeper, especially with the Royal Veil up. I mean, just the sub, Citrus Berry, Hone Claws. I usually go Hone Claws if I'm running high jump kick, just because I do like having that 100% accurate high jump kick at that point. If not, if I go Drain Punch, if I don't need that extra damage, I'm just going to run Swords Dance. But it's such a fun mon with Unburden for the fact that it doesn't matter. This thing has ridiculous speed at 118, and doubling that up, it's nothing is going to outspeed it unless they set up like a fucking what's it called, agility or rock polish or some shit. It's already fast, but then again, it won't be faster than 118. This thing just hits so fucking hard, and as you can tell, I'm trying to just this is a hyper offensive team, which is I'm most comfortable with. I've never gone this heavily offensive though in League. If it works out a little bit, you will see me start doing that a lot more, because usually I'll have some sort of 1 or 2 really good walls. I don't have really many good wall or great walls here, but I have a lot of things that have a lot of speed to them and good natural bulk, so I can, eat up a fucking hit and just start pounding assholes with my fist. Maybe a penis. I don't know. But like I said, Hawlucha, you know what it's going to do. It's going to come in, it's going to set up, and it's just going to fucking wall break like a motherfucker. Moving on, we have Regirock. At this point, I had 2 options. I could have taken a tier 3 Mon and taken a tier 2 Mega, or take a tier 4 Mon and take a tier 1 Mega. So obviously I went with the tier 4 Regirock. This just gives me another stealth rocker. Don't get me wrong, Jirachi is a good stealth rocker. Focus Sash Dougie is. But this is just going to give me another one to where I don't have to worry about using a move slot or having to run Focus Sash on Dugtrio or some shit like that. This is going to help me very reliably set up Brox. And it doesn't have bad stats. Like, it's base 100 attack. You really don't notice it because of that whole huge green bar right there for defense, which is so high. Like I said, I have 2 really good physical walls, so that's fucking awesome. Like I said, I just wanted a rock type. It does have pretty decent coverage with the elemental punches, Drain Punch, EQ, I think Superpower. Like I said, does it get a ghost coverage move? I don't know why I thought it did. I'm fucking stupid. But yeah, I mean, it's a really useful mod. I can even set up and sweep with this if I want to, set up a rock polish and, start having just all these threats under Roar Veil are fucking amazing, especially if I can get up like a layer of spikes plus stealth rocks, maybe even a toxic spike, setting up a Roar Veil. Like, you can't really beat that with things like Hawlucha and X-Cloud and Cloyster and Manaphy and a Jirachi and a fucking Megaladios. This thing is so fucking powerful. And this is the Mega I picked. Like I said, this was one of them. I was deciding between Megaladios, like in the middle of the draft, Megaladios, Mega Sceptile, which I used before, I wasn't a huge fan of it with its quad weakness to ice, but I mean, I do have Cloyster, which quad resists. I have Alolan Ninetales, which resists. I have Manaphy. So I have things that can take an ice hit this time. I was also looking at like Mega Houndoom, Mega Heracross. Ones I haven't used in League, but I fucking love Mega Heracross, by the way. But I was like, you know what? I haven't used the Mega Lotties yet, and I love using Latios in general. I mean, its stats are fucking ridiculous. 160 base special attack. This is my quote unquote special wall, I guess you could say. But base 110 speed. Like, its lowest stat other than its HP is its defense at 100. And then 110 speed, 120 Spadaf, 130 attack, 160 special attack. And it can set up in both physical and special with Calm Mind or Dragon Dance. And it's just, this team is looking like it's just going to be a huge fucking threat. I guess especially if I can get up a Hazard or two and a Aurora Veil, using those turns to half the damage and just set up some speed on shit. It's going to be so much fun to use this team. It's ridiculously powerful. I mean, I think let's see what it's our lowest. I think 91 special attack from a fucking boom bursting Exploud is the lowest like attack or special attack I'm gonna have on like an actual sweeper. 100 base attack, 92. But when you start setting up fucking sword stances and hone claws shit, that does not matter. 91 special attack. Okay, cool. Base 111. Base 100s. Base 100s. 100 or 81. But I'm not using this thing as a sweeper. And then you have 95 and 98. Like it's gonna be a very fun team to use. I'm super excited for it. Do you get sword stances? Oh shit, this thing gets sword stances. But no, like I said, it's going to be a fun team to use. I'm super excited to use it. So yeah, I'm not sure when exactly I'm going to upload the battles, but I definitely will. But yeah, thank you for watching the Team Builder. Go fuck yourselves.